Well, hello, my good faithful YouTube viewers and listeners. It is the Jer Bear. Today's date is Wednesday, September 22nd, 2021. Fall begins today. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. Despite the fact that we are in the middle of the COVID pandemic, I hope you've all been doing well and staying healthy and avoiding the hospital if possible. It is allergy season here in Michigan, and as of late, my sinuses have been giving me a load of shit. But that's not what I'm here to rant about today. Today I would actually like to use this platform as a message to impart to someone that I had mentioned in a previous Daily Rant recording. Matter of fact, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 days ago. I had mentioned a young man, a Canadian actor, his name is Julian Hicks. And his mom had heard what I had said in the previous Daily Rant recording, and she contacted me. And she's asked me to cease with the lies. Well, first of all, there are no lies told. He was following child predators, and I don't know if he still is. I can't say he is or he isn't. But at the time, he was. Now, she had mentioned something about me blocking her. This daily rant is not even a rant. This is going to be a message for Julian's mom. So, I'm just going to go ahead and say what I need to say and try to make it as brief as possible. So, Mrs. Hicks, if I may, I'm not going to block you. I have no interest or desire in blocking you. In fact, I have an interest and a desire in having a personal conversation with you, but in order to do that, it would have to be done in an email. Now, you can contact me if you go to the About tab section of this YouTube channel, and you have to do it on a computer. For some reason, you can't do it on a cell phone. At least I don't think you can. But on a computer, I know for sure. You have to go to the About tab section of my YouTube channel. You got to sign into your YouTube, Google account, whatever it is you use. You go to the bottom of the About tab section, and there is an option to where you can uncover my email address. You have to confirm that you're a human and not a robot. You go through all that, and then you'll find my email address. Boom. I want you to email me. I am willing to have a conversation with you. I don't want to block you. That's a coward's way out of things, depending on the circumstances. But in this particular circumstance, I have no desire to block you. I want to have a conversation with you. Now, there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about. Before all of this went down, and prior to me recording that Daily Rant recording, there was a time, and I want for everybody to know this, there was a time when Julian and I had actually gotten along. We followed one another when I was on Twitter. We were actually really good friends. He sent me an autograph in the mail. I mean, we were cool, I'm in Michigan, he's in Canada, so we were like neighbors of one another, and I always used to joke around, hey, neighbor, can I borrow some sugar? Just to joke around and keep it funny. Julian and I used to really get along, and we used to be good friends, but he associated, at that time, with child predators. And you could see who and what those accounts follow. And for the longest time, for any number of years, I have outlined this problem on Twitter to where if you're going to let people follow your children, you have to force them to show their true identity. And be consistent with that. Because if not, they're lying to you. If they're going to fight you on that, they're lying to you about that. And there's no reason you should trust them. Now, obviously, because I have people who are constantly monitoring my YouTube channel, and they have nothing better to do with their lives, these low-life, no-life types who come here to my YouTube channel, and they take every little piece of dirt that they think they've got on me, and they try to use it against me. And when I mention someone's name, we're going to hurry back and tell those people and inform those people. Like I have secret informants, if you will. They're not even haters anymore. They've turned into informants, which I think is really fucking hilarious, because these people have nothing better to do with their time. They have no life, so they focus on me and mine. Take a few notes, take a few hints, and try to make your life meaningful and worthwhile instead of sitting on YouTube all day, being a low-life nobody, living in mom's basement. So, got that out of the way. So what happened was these people had, whoever they are, they had relayed that Daily Rant recording to Julian's mom, and she contacted me, and she thinks I'm going to block her, and that's not the case. I'm willing to have a one-on-one private conversation, Mrs. Hicks, because of the fact that I don't want to have a conversation where everybody else is sticking their nose in, and their comments and their thoughts may otherwise influence your thinking or your opinions or your thoughts and feelings on what we talk about. I don't need other people sticking their nose into our private affairs. Now, obviously, now I have your attention now because of what someone had shared back to you. Now what I'm saying is, I want to have a private conversation, and I'm not looking to engage in name-calling or histrionics with you, because I still think deep down that Julian is a smart kid. He's intelligent, he's bright, full of potential. I thought that the day I discovered who he was, and I thought he was a really cool kid. I'm sure he still is, but he's very confused on a lot of things. And so I would like to have a one-on-one discussion with you, but I would want you to email me by using the email address that is on this YouTube channel. I want you to reach out to me, and I want to have a conversation with you. I'm not looking to drag this into a litigation process. We don't have to go to court. We don't have to do all that legal stuff. I will retract what I said if, in fact, you're willing to have the conversation with me and understand and recognize the error and what's going on. Now, if I am mistaken by saying that you don't monitor Julian's account, I will take responsibility for that, and I will retract what I said, and I will apologize, and I will hope that you accept my apology. But until such time, if you're not willing to meet me halfway, if you're not willing to email me, then I guess we don't have a conversation. I'm not going to have a conversation with you where other people can stick their nose in and throw in their 2 cents when it's got nothing to do with them. Now, you say that you've been monitoring my behavior. Those are your words. And what you've been monitoring, Mrs. Hicks, is the fact that for years now, I've had to bite my tongue. I started out being a people pleaser to everybody, and I've had to bite my tongue and keep the peace. I am overdoing that now. I'm not doing this anymore. I've had to literally sit by and hold my silence and hold my breath and hold my voice so as to not cause a further eruption or a further disturbance and ruin the peace with people. I'm done doing that. That ship has sailed, and I'm done. I am tired of being held up as this horrible, awful person when all I'm doing, I'm retaliating, I'm fighting back, and I'm defending myself. I'm doing what I should have done in the first place. But instead I kept my mouth shut and I didn't say anything, and now I'm paying for it because I didn't do it sooner. You have to understand where I'm coming from too. Twitter is overrun with pedophiles. Overrun with pedophiles. I have put together special videos on my YouTube channel, on this very channel, outlining what you have to watch out for. These people, these creeps, they become very skillful and crafty in their endeavors to contact underage children. Whereas you say you've been monitoring my behavior, those are your words, so then you know that I'm not disguising my voice, I'm not hiding my face, I'm not doing anything to alter my real appearance. This is who and what I am. Okay, I'm a childhood cancer survivor, I am a talent supporter, and if in fact I was incorrect about you not monitoring Julian's Twitter account, I will retract that statement and I will take responsibility for being incorrect, for being inaccurate. As a man, I'm willing to do that. But we got to have the conversation, and it's got to be done in email. I don't need other people influencing the conversation and the direction that it's going to go. I need for just you and I to have a conversation. No name calling, no histrionics, nothing like that. I don't want to have an argument with you. I want to have a civilized adult conversation with you. I'm not looking to fight. I am so out of energy with fighting with everybody and defending myself, and time again trying to get people to understand how to apply proper applications of logic and critical thinking to situations such as these. because I have been going on for years talking about this. If someone's making a claim about me, by all means, the burden of proof is on them. It's not my job to prove my innocence. It is their job to prove my guilt, because they're the ones making the claim. That's why I always say, you must show evidence that would tie in corroboration to the claim. And another reason I say that is because I know for a fact that this evidence does not exist. This evidence does not exist. And every time someone comes at me with something stupid, or they tell you something that's not true to instill fear into you, this happens with everybody. No one thinks for themselves. There's no independent thinking anymore. This is all just a great big conglomeration of thoughts and ideas that we've had to adopt. I haven't had to adopt it because I'm an independent thinker. And I happen to go by evidence by applying logic and critical thinking to that. And, of course, I'm a bit skeptical as well. I have some degree of skepticism. But people can't think for themselves. Nobody knows how to think outside the box. No one understands the importance of evidence and logic and critical thinking. And I keep pointing this out, that these people who are making claims about me, the burden of proof rests with them because they're the ones making the claims. If you think I'm such a horrible person, that's something else we can talk about in the email. And I'm willing to retract everything I've ever said. See, people think that when I come here on my Daily Rant recordings, I use this platform to speak openly, and I speak very brash about people. It's my way of retaliating against those people because I've had to deal with this shit for far too long, and I am sick and tired. I've had to set boundaries. And I've had to actually talk about people openly, put them on public blast, because they're not going to get away with lying about me. I don't have, and I'll go on saying this for the rest of my life, I don't have a criminal record. I've never been in trouble with the law in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. I live in the state of Michigan. There is a database where you can actually look people up. It's the Michigan Department of Corrections. We have a sex offender registry that is available to the public. I am not a registered sex offender because I'm not a sex offender at all. I've never been in jail for anything. I'm not that kind of a person. I don't break the law. I follow it. So, even if I did have to kind of break the rules a little bit and call people out and say, a few F words, then so be it. But I'm not breaking rules. I'm bending them because the ends justify the means, so much to the point now to where I have your attention. Now you know that I've been saying the things I've been saying. Now I have your attention. Now, from there, we can have the conversations. Now I can have that talk with you. But you have to be willing to do it. I am willing to fix this. I'm willing to put an end to all of this. But I need to have that conversation with you before I retract the statement. And if, in fact, you're willing to have the conversation, then not only will I retract my statement, I will go on another Daily Rant recording, just like this one, and I will say I retract my statement about Mrs. Hicks and Julian Hicks. However, you gotta be willing to have the conversation with me so we can talk about these things, so I can get you to understand where I'm coming from. Twitter is absolutely overrun. It's rampant with child predators. I'm not one of those people. I don't know how I can make this more abundantly clear to you. I don't know of any other way of demonstrating to you that I'm not this horrible person. You said you've been monitoring my behavior, whatever that's supposed to mean. My behavior is such that I am sick and tired of taking people's shit. That's the behavior that I'm exhibiting. I am sick and tired of putting up with people's shit. I should not have to sit by and let people walk all over me like I'm a doormat. That's not happening anymore. You fuck with me, you're going to pay. I'm going to put you on blast and the world's going to know about it. That's what I'm saying. But if the F word is something that's going to bother you so much, then I guess there's no hope. But I think you're a reasonable individual. I know you're looking out for your son and your children, which you should. And that's another misconception. People think that I'm anti-child protection. That's not the case at all. How more clear can I be about that? I'm not against protecting children. I'm against this entitlement mentality where, well, I brought a human into the world and that gives me the license and the right to treat everybody like shit that I don't like. Well, sorry, you don't get to do that. Whether you're a parent or not is irrelevant. You don't get to treat people like shit and use the excuse of, I'm protecting my kid. You can protect your kid, but just don't treat people like shit in the process. Because I'm telling you, there's people out here like myself who's not going to put up with it. There is a fine line between being a parent and protecting your children versus being a pretentious jackass and using child protection as your excuse. That's not going to happen. And it happens all the time, but it's not going to happen with me because I'm going to call you out on that. And by the way, it's not a job to be a parent. It's not a job to protect your child. It is your responsibility. It's not a job. Okay? I hear that all the time. Well, it's my job to protect my kid. No, it's not your fucking job. It is your responsibility to protect your children. It's not a job description. Being a parent is not a job description. You're not being paid income taxes for putting baby food in your kid's mouth. You don't spoon feed your kid applesauce and get paid for it. Yeah, you can claim your children on your taxes, sure. But that's an entirely different situation because you're working at an actual job to earn the income to take care of your children. Being a parent itself is not a job description. Y'all need to get over yourselves. That's the entitlement mentality that I'm talking about. For some reason, people who have kids, they seem to think they're above and beyond everybody else because they've got kids. Well, you're not. You're not. You put your fucking pants on one leg at a time like everybody else. You know? I know I went off the rails a little bit and I'm rambling now, but Mrs. Hicks, if you are willing and able to have a conversation with me privately, I would be more than willing to have a discussion with you, but you have to be willing to do it. And if you are, and if we both come to an understanding or an agreement in an email, I will retract the statements I had made, the inaccurate statements I made, if in fact it proves to be inaccurate. But as far as I can tell, or at least then, as far as I could tell, Julian was following child porn accounts. And now that this is out there into the open, now all these creeps who are pretending to be underage kids, now they're scattering like the fucking cockroaches they are because they've been caught. They've been exposed. So that's what I'm talking about. And again, you want to have the conversation, please email me. Please email me. I hope you email me. Please email me. Okay, so I drop a few F-bombs. So fucking what? I'm a human being. Swear words are fun. Don't sit there in your self-righteousness and tell me that you don't swear. Come on, everybody swears. Everybody uses curse words. I don't buy into all this, my ears are virgins and, you know, my ears are pure and all that shit. That's ridiculous. Everybody swears. So let's not take something as petty as the fuck word and try to turn it and spin it into something that it's not. I am more than willing to have a conversation with you, Mrs. Hicks, if, in fact, you are willing to do so. I don't want to block you. I have no interest or desire in blocking you. I actually want to have a conversation. So, email me and we will have the talk. And in closing, I'll say that I still hope that Julian is doing well, and I certainly hope that he is successful in his endeavors and his achievements. I want him to succeed. I still have the autograph photo he sent me, by the way. Although we may have our differences now, I'm still proud of him, and I'm not going to get rid of the autograph. That's a very wonderful gift that I received from a very gifted person, a very artistic individual. He's an awesome kid. I have no ill will or nefarious intentions, ever, have I ever. But you know, after a while, when you get accused of doing the same shit over and over and over again, when you know you didn't do it, you get tired of it, and you start to fight back, you start to retaliate, and that's what you're getting from me. That's why when you listen to my Daily Rant recordings, there's a reason I talk about certain individuals. I'm not just randomly attacking people. This is retaliation 101. This is putting people on blast. This is to let these people know that I see through their bullshit and I'm not going to take it anymore. That's what that is. Now, again, for the last time, if I was inaccurate in what I said about you not monitoring Julian's Twitter account, I will own up to that and I will say that I was incorrect about that and I will take responsibility for it. However, by what I saw prior to now, I don't think that's the case. I think that he was interacting with people he shouldn't have been. And he chose those people. When I tried to warn him about these people, he didn't want any part of that. So he blocked me instead of the troll, instead of the child predator. And yeah, I did mention Greg Murray, because what I said was absolutely true about Greg Murray. He whined to me like a little bitch boy in an email, saying, oh, well, these people are in my town and they wouldn't take time for me and they wouldn't want to meet up for lunch. Well, they don't have to meet you anywhere, dude. You're a grown man. Why should they have to meet you anywhere? What makes you think you're so special that they owe you any of their time? You're a fucking fool. Get some real friends, dude. You know? I mean, he literally whined to me about that. And I'm sure if I look through my old emails, I could probably dig up the email. But it's like, get a life, man. So, but anyway, Mrs. Hicks, again, contact me. I still wish the best for Julian. I don't want there to be any hard feelings, and I want this to go away, but we have to have a conversation one-on-one, not on, a public platform or elsewhere. We have to have the conversation. Just me and you one-on-one. I don't need the influence of everybody else throwing in their 2 cents and sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. This is about me and you and Julian. We got to have this conversation. Please, I am asking you nicely and civilly and cordially. I'm maintaining decorum and asking. I'm not trying to sound like a jerk that you think I am. I have had enough. I've had enough of taking people's crap and being treated as though I've done something wrong when in fact I didn't. So please contact me, Mrs. Hicks, and we will definitely have a conversation, and hopefully you and I can repair a broken friendship. It is possible. I am willing to meet you halfway if you're willing to meet me halfway. It sounds like a deal to me. I'm not looking to argue. I'm not looking to name call. I just want to talk with you. That's it. And our conversation will remain private. I'm not looking to, I heard someone say something about litigation. We don't need to do that. There's no need for that. I would be more than willing to retract my statements, but we have to have the conversation. I got to make sure that you understand where I'm coming from and I can understand where you're coming from. We got to have the mutual civilized conversation. It is possible that we can still talk out this problem like grown adults. I'm not looking to ruin anybody's day. I'm not looking to blow anybody's day up, but we got to have the conversations. So I thank you for listening, and I thank all of you out there in YouTube world for listening. My name is Jared Bear Fuller. I will have some more content uploaded. I don't know when. I don't know the kind of content, but just stay tuned. And make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, by the way. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click on the notification bell. You click all, and you'll be notified of new videos, new Sunday video updates. You'll be notified of everything that is uploaded to the channel and when I go live and such. So make sure you do that. So, as always, toodaloo!